Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if you're so motivated to do so. This is Wonders of a Black Woman. There was this lady who claimed that she helped pull, in essence, she was saying that she pulled Angie Stone from the car wreck, and an 18-wheeler crossed over the median and hit her and Angie. This lady, her account has went viral. The family had asked her to take the video down, supposedly. And now this lady's whole social media account has been deleted. Every single time a celebrity dies, there's always these conspiracies as if these people are immortal and they're not going to die. But what is suspicious and what causes the speculation is, in Angie Stone's case, it just so magically happened around the time that she was really starting to dig her heels in and demand payment for her hard work over the years, because she had discovered that she had been getting ripped off big time, like a lot of these artists are getting ripped off big time. And anytime they start to dig their heels in and start sniffing around and wanting their money, or they're going to write a tell-all book, or whatever the case is, all of a sudden they have some sort of medical issue where they die, or they end up in some sort of accident where they die. So that's what fuels the speculation. And obviously, these people who are committing these crimes, if they are crimes, are well connected. And so they have the power to make someone get deleted and it look like an accident, or it looked like it was a medical issue. But this lady's account I found particularly troubling because, well, take a listen.
And processing it all. Here's the story. About 4 a.m. on Saturday morning, me and my daughter were driving to Charleston, South Carolina for her Sweet 16 birthday getaway. We came up to a truck with a trailer and its flashers were on, so we slowed down some, and that's when I noticed there was an overturned vehicle in the fast lane. And it looked like it just happened. I pulled over and put my flashers on, and I told my daughter to stay in the car, and I ran over. It was a van, and I ran over, and there were so many people in this van, and they were just trying to get out. And I asked if they'd called the cops, and they said, we're just trying to get out. And they were helping this woman out off the side of the van, and I grabbed her hand and I helped her get down, and she seemed out of it, and I was holding her hand and she was wobbling around, and I said, baby, you gotta sit down. And then the next thing I know, I flew and I fell down to the ground, and it felt like something not ran over me but brushed over me. Like something just swiped over my body. And I got up and I could hear screaming, and I just focused in on one screaming, and it was my daughter.
Now, I don't know about you, but if an 18-wheeler is going to bust you in the back and make you fly through the air and slam on the ground, you're just going to leap up and run across the highway? I mean, I don't know. It just reeks that she's telling them fucking lie. And, it just reeks lie. But let's just peel it back a bit.
And I got up and I could hear screaming, and I just focused in on one screaming, and it was my daughter. And all I could do was run across the highway and tell her to get back in the car. She had to move the car because if somebody else hit us, it could hit her. So she moved the car farther up the interstate, and I called 911, and they said they were on their way. And then all I could think to do was get to my daughter. And that's all I could do in that time. And when I was walking to my daughter, we're really running, the best that I can do. I was in so much pain. My chest felt like an elephant was sitting on it. My legs were so hurt and sore. And I looked up, and there was an 18-wheeler there to cross the median into oncoming traffic. And I knew that's what hit me and ran over and brushed over me, was the 18-wheeler. And my daughter's freaking out. She'd already called my husband by then and my father-in-law. And I just told her, we've got to get to the hospital. I can't breathe. It was so hard to breathe.
This lady recorded this like later in the day. In fact, she had a video recording of when she was in the hospital, allegedly. You are going to get hit by an 18-wheeler, and you're recording in the hospital, and you're released from the hospital the next day? I just find that hard to believe. I mean, you know, like, why would the hospital release you within 24 hours of you getting bust in the back and knocked over by an 18-wheeler? There are no broken bones. I mean, just for the lawsuit alone, you're going to stay in the hospital for a couple of days. She's out of the hospital within 24 hours of getting literally knocked off her feet by an 18-wheeler. This lady isn't in a hospital bed recounting this story. She's at her home. So this 18-wheeler is going to knock her off her feet, supposedly kill Angie Stone, and she's out of the hospital within 24 hours.
I'm going to post a video of the 18-wheeler after I left the hospital, driving back through to get to my husband and my son. I will not be posting the vehicle in the video because somebody did pass away. They did. And I won't be posting that for respect for their family. I'm sore, I'm bruised all on the right side of my body. I'm very stiff everywhere. But I will keep you guys updated. And the video is going to come at the end, okay? Hug your family tight. Hug your family tight.
Yeah.
And on one screaming, and it was...
Yeah. I'm glad this lady deleted her account because she seems like she's a liar. And I don't know. I can't put my hand on it. I just can't put my hand on it. But it just seems like she's telling a lie. She seems like she's telling a lie. And, you know, I find it very offensive that this lady expects us to believe that she was hit by an 18-wheeler, got up, ran across the street, and went to the hospital and got out of the hospital within a few hours. And it just, because she said she videoed the vehicle that hit her when she was on her way back to her husband and her son from the hospital. So she wasn't in the hospital more than a few hours after being hit by a fucking 18-wheeler. You can't, you would think that you can't make this stuff up, but in this case, I think she made this shit up. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if you're so motivated to do so.